What's up, Frick Sticks? Welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to go over an overview of what's been done and what's going to be done to this beautiful barn door Suburban behind me. But first I want to let you guys know that I'm finally on TikTok. So follow me there. I'm going to try to do more of an Instagram presence. And as you can see, I'm trying to get a little bit more production value in my videos. I'm trying to make them a little better. I'd really like this YouTube channel to take off a little bit. I don't expect to retire off of this or become one of those YouTube millionaires or anything. But if I could get a few views, that would be awesome. Just like all the other YouTubers would say, please like, share, subscribe, do the little bell thing. All that would be appreciated. Thank you. Okay, let's get on to this beautiful behemoth behind me right after the intro. All right, the 95 Suburban. You notice a couple things with it. First off, my wife had to point out that it's her truck. Next thing you probably noticed, no back bumper. And I've actually cut the frame rails off. I'm going to be doing a tucked bumper. I have a video of the bumper roughly. I made a cardboard assisted design bumper. It was going to wrap around here too, as you've probably noticed also that I've cut out all the rusty body here. I am going to make a few changes to that bumper. I'm going to do a version 2 probably in an upcoming video here. I want to make it a little thicker here. It looked really bulky in here, so I want to kind of make that a little more flowing and less bulky looking. And this is not just cut off, it is actually capped. I still got to cap it here and then do the other side. The other side's just cut off, but it will look like this. Next thing you probably notice is this custom shackle flip. For those of you that don't know what's going on here, what a shackle flip is, the shackle from factory went up. This was not here. It went up to about here. It went up 4 inches, but now it goes down 4 inches. The reason for that is an 8-inch drop in the shackle. But since I did not move the front, I only moved the rear, it actually only equates to 4 inches in the middle. That itself is actually just the factory one. That's why it's all kind of weird and you can see the rust still down here. It is just the factory mount. I cut a hole in the bottom and then plated it all in here. It has 2-inch by quarter plates bracing it here and on the top. And then 1/8 plate around that just to cover it in. My welds look horrible because my welder sucks. Yes, I'm blaming the welder, not me. I've had constant problems with it. If you followed my videos, you'll know that I've had nothing but issues with that welder. It is still broken, even though I've paid for it to be fixed. And if you watch my previous videos, you know that I actually can weld. Moving on, we're just kind of working from the back of the truck forwards. As you notice, it's 8 lug and full floater. This is a 1/2 ton, so that's not normal. That's because I swapped in an Ep111 out of a Duramax, which also I had to move the perches there 1 inch inwards. Yes, inwards. You can see the weld there, or the old line. I moved them 1 inch inwards, and they are just tacked in for now until I get the pinion angle fully set, and once I get my welder fixed or get a new welder so I can properly weld them in. Now to keep with the theme of trying to fit really big tires, I've started to cut this side. I've cut it from the same spot as I did over there, angled in right to the corner of the door. I will continue to cut this back here and then cap this off just as I did over there. Normally I don't like mud trucks that have this kind of all cut out. It looks gaudy to me, but it is kind of a necessity with trying to run big tires, because overall right now the front's sitting higher than the back. The front's at I think 8, the back is at about 5. I'd like it to sit level. I hate the squat, but 8 is pretty much all I'm going, and I want to try to, I have 38s for it, but I wouldn't mind throwing 40s on this and having them clear and not have to worry about them rub. And moving forwards, the rockers need a little bit of attention, so what I'm actually going to do is cut them off flush here and cap it. Same with there, there's going to be kind of the whole theme of that going along in the truck, and it's going to be capped off flat, and then kind of right here where the rocker used to be, I'm going to be making some nice rock sliders. I'm not sure how far I want them out yet. Same with the bumper, I'm not sure how far out I want it on the side, because I might make a roof rack that kind of, so it can actually hold some weight. I might put some bars down the side of the body from the bumper and from the rock sliders all the way up to the roof rack so it can hold it. We'll see. I might tuck it in. I kind of want it tucked in. I like the look of it tucked in, but I also kind of wouldn't mind it out for the function of that and for a little added protection. Now you probably also noticed solid axle, no IFS. That is correct. Sadly, it is not a Dana 60, so it is not a 1 ton like the rear. It is only a 10 bolt, so it's a 3/4 ton. But it is still 8 lug, and at least it's matching gears to the back, and it's better than the IFS that was in there. As you can see, I'm going with leaf springs. These are 2-inch lift springs out of a square body Chevy. I do not have the rear shackle mount yet. I'm in the middle of figuring that out. I think I've kind of figured it out. There's a hint right there what's going on. So it is just sitting on this channel in right now. That's what's holding this up. The front, I made my own bracket. None of this is kits. Everything's all my own. I have started to make this front bracket. This is for about factory location of the axle. This is for 1.5 inches forwards, and this is for 3 inches forwards. Right now, as you can see, it's at 1.5 inches, which moves it a little bit forwards. I thought I'd have to do that to clear the 40s because I thought I couldn't go that far back here. But as I found out after taking the inner fender off, I can actually remove a lot of this. Which, yes, that means that I will be cutting into a mint fender to make it match the rear. I'm gonna cry too. It's okay. We'll cry together when I cut that in a future episode. I'll try to make it nice. I'm not just gonna cut it up. Everything's gonna be all capped off like the back there, and all the body work's gonna be done. I do still want this to be a nice truck. It's not just a bogger. It's going to be a nice street truck that we can take out wheeling and not have to worry about breaking it, except the 10 bolt on 40s. As for trimming the front, this is going to go away because I'm not running the factory bumper, and I'll probably trim this a little bit to here so I can still mount it to the rad support. I do not want to trim more than here because I do not want to trim into the factory grill, which will be here if you can imagine. I like the look of the factory lights in the grill. I don't want to modify any of that, and I want to still keep it street legal, so I do not want to trim into that. So I'll probably just remove this, trim a little bit at the bottom here, and build a slim kind of bumper that goes beefier in the front. But it shouldn't be as bad as it looks because I think I'm going to move the axle back center now that I know that I can go into the firewall a little bit. For the SAS guys that are wondering how I did this, it is just a piece of 1.5 by 3 that I screwed in here. It's got a hole underneath and bolts in with a nut, and I measured and mocked it all up and everything so it's nice and straight. It should go down the road straight-ish. And of course we're on one of my crappy welds from my welder, and it's going to bolt in there. And then I might also add a brace that bolts in under the frame here, just because I like overbuilding things. I don't want this to break. Drivetrain wise, it's just a small block TBI. It is going Vortec heads and aluminum intake and carb with HEI. Has a 4L60, but we'll be going to the 4L80 that's sitting under there. Not sure what to do about a control module or anything for shifting it because it's a 92. They only make them for like 96 plus, so I've been told you have to get your own and make it work, or I've also been told you can run a manual valve body and a high stall torque converter, and it kind of makes it okay. Also, to swap sides for the drive shaft from driver's side to passenger side, we'll be going with an NP208, which is already bolted and splined up to that, so I know it works. It will go into the truck. There's sitting on another engine is the heads, the intake, and possibly the carb. I'm not sure which carb I'm going to put. It might be that one, it might not be. They'll be going on this. This engine itself has 310,000 kilometers on it. The truck itself has 560,000 kilometers on it. So before you make fun of the little bit of rust that it does have, just know this thing's almost 600,000 kilometers and like 25-30 years old, so it's not in bad shape. Interior wise, I've upgraded the seats from an old set of seats to these nice ones. Ignore the head bolts that are on there. These nice seats here, pick and pull console, shift knob that I made. I make those. Down here on the floor, the only rust on the entire floor is a little bit of surface rust there. And this is the big bad spot right there, which is only still surface rust. So a little bit of a wire wheel, a new coating, and then I can put in my new carpet and insulation that I stole out of a parts truck along with these. As for the body itself, got a few dents and dings and a little bit of rust repair and stuff to do. Mostly surface, nothing too bad. There's a few spots on the other side when we go around there. And then we plan to actually rocker guard this or bedline or something, but we're still going to stick with the white. My wife loves the white, and I do too, especially the Arctic white that this is. I love our LED taillights. These ones are about 10 years old and they're still holding up. They are super bright, and we have matching headlights and marker lights and everything for the front. It's all the crystal clear. And as you can see on this side, I have not done this side yet. It's a little different. I still got to cut this out, and the different part is up here because of the fill neck. Tire's going a little flat. Oh well. And you can kind of see in here. And this is what I did on the other side to strengthen it. Before I capped it, I still got to cap this one and maybe fix some of the welds in there. The worst spot of rust on the body that I have to fix is this spot here, which actually isn't too bad. And then all the other rust has already been either cut off from here or will get cut off. I have another fender for this side. This is the good fender, believe it or not. The other fender was like rust up to here if you've seen my previous videos. Got to keep the nice awesome antenna. Gonna keep that sexy thing. I'd like to try to replace this door. I hit a deer, well actually more accurately a deer hit me. It actually hit in the side here and caved in this door and this door. This was a donor from my dad's truck, which I have out at the farm. And this one I bought as a mint door, but as you can see there's dents in it and it doesn't line up correctly. It doesn't even seal at the top. The power window doesn't work and the power lock does not work. And even the door gap is just awful. Oh, it's actually been catching on the other door here. Huh, the more you learn about your truck. So yeah, I'm hoping to replace this door. So if you know of any 95 to 99 power everything rear driver's side doors, that would be awesome. Preferably white, but if it's not, whatever. This one's actually originally blue. Got lots to do on this. Hopefully a lot of it will be in upcoming videos. Also got to kind of graft in a cowl induction hood. I have a fiberglass one that just bolts onto a hood and it looks kind of gaudy, so I'm going to try to graft it in. That'll probably be a whole episode in itself. Lots of episodes coming about this. Lots of work to be done. The list is a mile long. It's I'm probably not even halfway through. I got brakes, I got body work, I got a lot of stuff, engine work, tranny, all this stuff. I still got to pull the 4L60 and transfer case out of it, which I think I'll do tonight. So hopefully you liked the video. Like I said earlier, like, share, subscribe, please, all of that. It would help me out. It might even be able to fund some truck parts so I can make some better videos and get some stuff going. So keep watching.